This is Passek from FlyFish Fanatic. Welcome to my tying bench. Today we will tie I won't call it a secret fly because it's not secret, but it's just the materials I use. It's quite a bit different than the original. It's a yellow bugger basically, but I tied it a little different. And this thing has been, um, there's been some crazy days on it. Other days, meh, like typical of most flies, right? But this is one where I've had some really crazy ass days. So here we go. Starting in the vise today, I'm going to move this over so it's more centered. In the vise today, we have a Hends BL254N in the size 8. You can use pretty well any standard heavy wire nymph hook or even a streamer hook a little bit longer. Either way, I like them a little shorter. You can add a bead if you like. I don't. On this one, I don't. So I'm going to use some Semperfli Classic Waxed, but it's the fluorescent, floral green, quite bright. For the tails, I'm going to be using some Semperfli Inferno Goose Biots. They are absolutely my favorite. These Inferno are probably the best colored goose biots I've ever found. I just absolutely love them. And then for the body, we'll do some body and rib in fluorescent yellow. And then for the hackle, I'm just going to use some straight white cock hackle. And they're going really simple tie again. As you guys know, I like simple ties. I can do the more difficult ones, but I like these simple ones. They just seem to you can tie a lot more to catch fish and you can tie a lot more flies just in case, right? So now I'm going to take, once I've got that on, I'm going to take 2 biots. Sometimes one is all you need. Oh, I just maybe lost that one. So, oh, there it is. But I like tying these off in off on an angle. So I'm just going to put a little bit of a bulge right there. Doesn't have to be much. Just come forward a little bit. And then I'm just going to offer this up to one side. It's a little on the long side. So I'm just going to pull that. There's my tweezers. Just give it a pull until now it's a little short. Just tie that down. And then I just nip that off. I'll take my other one and I'm going to offer it up the same way, coming out this side though. And make it a little on the long side. It slipped on me. I don't want it on the side. I want this on the top. There. All 3 turns. And then I'm just going to grab my tweezers again. It's about the same length. And then just tie that off. And now I'll just take my scissors and just cut off that little butt portion. Come on. Now right back to the back. I'm going to get myself my hackle. Find one that is going to be, I want it about the gap of the hook. Maybe a little bit smaller, so that's not bad right there, that one. I'm going to tie this one in by the butt. Just nipping off some of that extra fluff at the back. And I'm going to give myself some activity with the wax, and I've stripped it like that. I'm just going to make sure I've got the shiny side out towards me. Where I just want to make sure my body thickness is about the same. give or take. It's not a crazy deal if it's not. So back up to about there. Grab my body and rib. Tie that in right at the front there. Nice and tight. Nice and tight, keeping that right on the top. Lay that down nice and tight. Come back to the front. And touching wraps, no, not overlapping, just touching wraps. Into the front, leaving a little bit of space at the front for your head. Cut that off. Take your hackle. This one should be long enough for me just to use my hand. It turns right at the front. 2 or 3 on top. Stroke it all back. 2 or 3 in front. One set of whip finish just so it's there. Then I'll hold my thread tight and I'll just jiggle back and forth so that breaks. So I stroke everything back, do one more set of whip finishes, stroke it all back, and then get right in there and whip finish. I'll just, where's my brush? Just get my little brush here. Just brush out anything that was caught, and that's it. Wow, that's bright. Maybe I should turn that light off. There you go. That's bright. That body and rib is extremely, extremely bright. So it's actually kind of hard to look at through the. See if I can turn that off if it's even better. It's a little bit better, but yeah, it's really bright. So yeah, so it's really buggy, really bright. But that's let's see if I can turn that back on and turn it right down. Yeah, that's unfortunately it just gets that's how it is. It see if I go out. If that makes it any better. No, not really. Is what it is. So it's just it's a very bright material. It really picks up the light really well. So, but hopefully in the pictures that I take, you'll see you see what it looks like a little bit better. But this is a great little fly to just throw out there and just get them mad. It doesn't really represent much, but it can piss them off at times, and they absolutely go crazy for it at times. Right? Other times they just don't want to touch it because it's just too unnatural. But if you want to use this in a rivers, put a couple of layers of sticky back flat lead or something like that underneath the body just to get some weight down. But yeah, this you want a nice quality hackle on this as well. Make sure you got a good quality hackle that is it's fairly soft, right? Because you want this to be able to pulse a bit. You don't want this to be stiff. I enjoyed that one. Like I said, it's really effective. It's a bit of a different looking fly. It's really bright. Unfortunately, like I said, with the fluorescence of this, it just it's hard to actually look at in the camera. But hopefully, from the pictures, the still pictures, you can see it'll look a little bit better. So, alrighty, tie lines, everybody.